Good morning and welcome to the vlog. I'm on my way down to the doctor's to get this bump checked out. It's starting to really aggravate me, so we're gonna do that. I'm about an hour and a half before I need to be there. So I was thinking of maybe hitting up California Sandwiches because there's been so many requests for me to do a California sandwich video. So if I have the time, I'm gonna do a quick food review. Maybe do it the whole guerrilla style, just grab the camera, go in there, order the food, eat it, let you know what I think, and that's it. Straight up hardcore food review. Nothing too crazy, spectacular, lighting, sound, and all that shit. Yeah, man. So, yeah, sorry about the audio yesterday. I had the wind noise suppression thingy on. I was just kind of screwing around with it, and I didn't know it would affect. You'd think it would affect only this mic, but not the Rode mic. So maybe I need to do another test, because it seemed, the whole time I was in the house shooting, it seemed very echoey, hollow kind of sounding. And then when I plugged the Rode mic in, I think it messed up the Rode mic audio as well. The things we gotta learn, people. I'm just glad the audio wasn't completely screwed, because I would have lost 5 food reviews, or I'd had to do voiceovers, which is a pain in the ass. But anyway, so we're gonna zip down to Unionville, Markham area, and get checked out, get better. Let's go. Made it down to Unionville, and I'm like 25 minutes early. So I thought I'd take you on a little bit of a Domik history lesson. So this is where I used to live, in Unionville. So this store right here used to be called Hasty Market. I got a little story about that. And there also used to be a dog grooming place in there called Pooch's. So every once in a while, if Ben has like a crazy hairdo, I'll say, "Hey, where'd you get your hair cut? Pooch's?" It's just a joke. Anyway, so that used to be called Hasty Market. And then I lived on this street. This is called Longwater Chase. And I used to live, looks like they have a bike lane here now. And that was our second house I ever lived in, right there. 62 Longwater Chase. It was 4,000 square foot house. People used to make fun of Markham and Unionville because when you drive down the streets, all you see is garages. But it's a very long house. That was my mom and dad's room, the one right on top of the garage. I think that room, it was like 600 square feet. It was a huge, huge room. So there you go, a little history lesson there. It was a very pretty house, lots of room. Reminiscing. Let me take you to the third house we ever lived in. Before I take you there, one quick story that I always remember. I used to walk from the house to the convenience store all the time. And one time when I was driving from Paul's house or somebody's house, and stopped into the Hasty Market there, grabbed probably a Coke and bag of chips or something. Stopped in there for something, I don't know what it was. And then I walked home, and a couple hours later, I'm about to go out again, probably with Paul, and walk out of the house, and the car is gone. And I almost called the cops, thinking somebody stole my car. And then I remembered I left it at the store. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever done something as dumb as that. Oh man, it was so funny. I don't remember if I locked it, or luckily I didn't leave it running, but I wouldn't have been able to get into the house because I needed the keys, right? So that's what I always say. If you When you go to somebody's house and you don't want to forget something to take home from their house, put your keys with that object. And that restaurant over there, the Octagon style restaurant, used to be around. Well, it's still, it's a raw bar, Angus steak and raw bar. So it used to be like a seafood place many moons ago, and that's where Carol and I had our first anniversary date. You guys are getting lots of history. Oh, and another mistake I made in my life is I bought, for our first anniversary, I bought Carol a gold necklace with a heart-shaped pendant, and put a picture of her and I in it. And but the guy at the jewelry store ran out of necklace cases, and so he put it in a ring box. Big mistake! Never, ever put a necklace in a ring box for your girlfriend on your first anniversary, because the look on her face when I slid it across the table to her, and then the expression she got was way bigger than I would have thought for a necklace. So I realized at that second, at that moment, I didn't think about it beforehand, but I thought she thought I was proposing to marry her, which I did eventually. But all right, this is the next street we lived on, our third house. This was called Cooperthwaite. So we moved from the big house to this house because the big house was like I said, 4,000 square feet. And then this one was, I don't know, 2,700 square feet. So the bedroom that's above the garage was a spare room. And because my sister had moved out, she got married and moved out. So it was just my mom and dad and I. So the windows above the front door was my bedroom. And it was a really nice, pretty house. Really enjoyed living there too. And I can't remember. So I moved there. Yeah, so I think we were only there for a couple of years. I think. No, because I lived there before I met Carol. Right. So we moved here in 1980. Jeez. Because we moved up to Markham in 85 to 86. It took like a while. And then we moved into Cooperthwaite. We lived there for several years. And then the house was too big, so my parents downsized and got into this house. And I can't remember. And I remember moving out of here into the condos because my parents were thinking of downsizing again and kind of moving into a retirement style home. And so they were moving from there to the condos, and that's when I met Carol. And so that was 1990 is when Carol and I started dating. So 80, I remember being in that house in 88, 89, 90. We moved out of there in 90, 91, and we moved into the condos. And I forget what they're called. There was a name for them. A little trip down memory lane. Let's go to the next spot. Oh, there. So those are the buildings over there, the condominiums. We were in the condominium that has like 3 sides to it. Kind of like spokes, I guess. So when you came off the elevator, you could go straight ahead, left or right. But it was on like a Y shape if you look down at it, I guess. That's right, 610 Bullock, and it was called the Hunt Club. So that's the building. We lived on the 9th floor, on the exact opposite side of this. It had, I think, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, billiard room. It was like a high-end condominium. A really good workout room. I'm not sure if I had the indoor pool. Yeah, it has an indoor pool and an outdoor pool. So we were like on the 9th floor, but around this corner here. And I don't remember if we had tennis courts. Yeah, so Carol and I, when we got married, we had all of our pictures taken inside here. Wow, it's been so long. Really pretty buildings. Very nice. All the walls were wood. Throughout the hallways, and like I said, it was a very, very, very nice building. Didn't mind living there at all. That was cool. So that's the mall right there. That's called Markville Mall. And I had a job. The only job I ever had there was for a framing company for like picture frames. And I only worked there for like, I don't know, 2 weeks. And she realized that I probably fit into the making the frames as opposed to trying to frame pictures for people. So I went and I basically started working downtown with making more money making frames for photographs and stuff. So up there on the 9th floor, that's where the beer store used to be. Oh, it's still there. The things you remember. Where the beer store is. Now we're driving downtown Unionville. This is where Carol and I got married. Central United Church. That's it, right there. Got pictures of us on the front steps. This is a very, very pretty town. A lot of very old buildings. Can't remember if that actually was the fire department in there. Way back when. This used to be called Calathumpians. This restaurant in here. It used to be called Calathumpians. We used to party in there a lot. And this is one of my favorite restaurants from down this area. It's called the Old Country Inn. I remember talking to the owner not too long ago and said, I got a really cool story about eating here and it would fit really nicely on my channel. And he hemmed and hawed about it, and he never called me, and it was kind of strange. Other people call me from very far away, want me to do something with their restaurant. This guy was just like, yeah, whatever. But one of my favorite stories is my mom and dad used to take me here when I was like 19 and earlier, when we first moved up here. And basically it's an Austrian style restaurant and bar, but mainly restaurant. And one of the things they had in there was Wiener Schnitzel and pork Wiener Schnitzel. And it was one of my favorite dinners for a really long time. Still is one of my favorite top 10 dinners. And so I always wanted to. My dad and mom treated us so well when we were kids. The day I got my first Visa card, and I was working, but I got my first Visa card. So the first thing I wanted to put on that Visa was taking mom and dad to the Old Country Inn and treating them to dinner. And I booked that specific spot because these two windows are the best seating spots in the whole restaurant. The back part of the restaurant is, I don't like it as much. This is all very, very cozy, classy, really nice mood to be in when you're in that place. But you have to be in the old part of the house. That's the best place to eat. Anyway, so there's another little history story about me living down in this area. So we're off to the doctors, and then we'll see what's going on with this stupid bump on my neck. Hello. Can I pass her?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. All done. So he's like, as long as it's not pushing on your windpipe or esophagus, then there's no immediate harm to be had. So again, I phoned the person who drained it the first time, and he said if it ever comes back, just give us a call and we'll do it again. And okay, so I phoned here first, just out of you know, doing that all the time, phoning my doctor first, and then I phoned the doctor who the what's it called, the throat, eyes, nose, and throat specialist, and then they scheduled me in. But I kept this schedule just because I needed to talk to him about that, and I've got that silly little rash thing on my arms, so I'm falling apart, people. No, I'm not. And so I was just getting reassurance from him because this is kind of starting to hurt. And he says, as long as it's not pushing against your throat or your esophagus or windpipe, what's the same thing? Anyway, the windpipe or the food pipe. There you go. And as long as it's not pushing against them, then we're fine. He says if something really bad happened, go straight to emergency. Don't bother with doctors and making appointments. So there we go, people. Day in the life of Ken and his medical issues. I also scheduled my physical, and that's happening in June. I'll have to make sure I wrote that down. And then I also, now that I'm 50, we have to do the whole colonoscopy thing, and hopefully we can vlog that. That would be fun. No? All right. So it's off to Paul's house, and that ding means we have no gas, people. Talking about that part of your body. Now we need gas for the car as well. Okay, just leaving the doctor's. This is called the Bridal Trail, this area. And here's the same model as our house. So that shows you the length of it. Very long building. So just jumped on the highway, and I noticed the car in front of me looked a little familiar. And I believe you might know who this is. It's Paul, man. We're gonna follow him to his house. Well, my car's almost out of gas, and up in Bradford it was like $1.03, $1.04. Here it's 98 cents. First time in like a very long time. Car wash today? I don't think so. No. Jeez. Can't believe that. 98 cents, people. Almost makes me want to get Supreme. All right, let's gas up, then we'll head over to Paul's. Let's go to Paul's, people. Let's go. Something of our own device. In the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their stealing knives, but they just can't kill the beast. As you can see, we're at Paul's place. It's such a wide angle lens. I'm like, okay, which way to go?
How does it compare with your other, the Canon?
It was interesting.
Because the Canon was pretty wide.
When I walked around the track, one day I walked around the track holding the other camera. This is about the same. It's 170 degrees, I believe.
Oh, okay.
You know what? The Canon isn't 170 degrees. I don't think this is wider than the Canon. But I walked around the track with one camera, and then the next day I walked around with this, and the stabilizer in this is unbelievable.
Is it?
And it messes me up though. Every once in a while, I'll try to do an adjustment. See that?
Oh, it's
so I go like this, and then it goes whoa. So it's always trying to adjust. So, but it helps. Like right now, my hand's shaking because I have it up against a wall, but it won't show that in the final.
It'll just be still.
It'll be nice and smooth.
With the GoPro, it would be.
But when I walked around the track, it almost looked like I was wearing one of those harnesses with the camera on it.
Really?
Yeah. As long as you don't run with it, then I just love the stabilizer.
Crazy.
Once again at Vince's, what are we getting?
I forgot.
Oh boy.
No, I need some. Well, I got to think of dinner too.
Right.
So I was thinking I had some leftover steak and shrimp and stuff. So I was thinking of doing some burritos.
Ah.
Or I could even do some quesadillas. We'll get stuff and I'll just when we get there, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
But I also need cheese for the jalapeno poppers.
Yes.
And I was thinking of doing some. We'll mix it up. We'll do a couple of different.
You hear that, people? We're gonna mix it up. Ooh. Ooh. Sounds like she's at an airport. So we'll have to get some butter.
What, need butter?
Buttermilk. And now we need bacon. Bacon's going for the popper?
Yes.
Ooh. I don't think I've ever had bacon in a popper before.
You want a sharp cheddar in it? I've got some mozzarella. I can do a couple. Maybe do a couple different ones. No.
Okay.
Or yes. No.
That's too sharp. I don't know. I don't know how to make them, so maybe wouldn't it be like a mozzarella cheddar type thing? Or Tex-Mex? Like what's the difference? That's 3 cheese?
It's got cheddar.
4 cheese. Oh, Monterey Jack. Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Brilliant.
Bacon.
Brilliant.
And an avocado.
Paul's squeezing it.
Well, because I want a darker one that
He's
I
squeezing.
like it. I like it because it's broke down.
easier to mash. So we'll do an avocado ranch.
Yeah.
Poppers. I got the cheese. I got the egg, flour, breadcrumbs.
Get the chocolate before
We got
lunch.
the cream cheese. Yes, we're good to go.
Okay. What's that?
It's like
All done. I'm the donkey bitch.
the donkey.
The beast of burden.
The beast.
Yes, sir. I said it right. The beast of burden. Ba da ba da ba do, dee da da, dee da da.
Oh, I know I can treat you better than you can.
It's Ben's.
El Camino.
We used to have a van like that. Whoa, shakety shake shakes.
Not keys, El Camino. But an El Camino is a different.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is.
Unless there's a town. Like, why did they have that picture?
I don't know, Paul.
Do you want me to hold that
Let's go.
and film? You want me to film you while you're driving?
No, we're good.
You sure?
All finished doing our shoot. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Deep fried jalapeno stuffed cheese pepper, and we used panko breadcrumbs and Italian breadcrumbs mixed together. Then Paul also went after the half sliced jalapeno with the chive Philadelphia cream cheese, bacon wrapped and baked. This was deep fried. We had the deep fryer going. This is the crazy mess over here. Again, I'm going really fast because I already shot all this shit. And then I realized it wasn't recording because I was listening to Paul the whole time. And Paul was saying you're stuffed because we had 2 each. We had 2 of these each and then 2 of the baked ones. And then we were discussing, look at that, because it's Paul's bad.
This is a new one. This is Bikers Against Depression.
I thought it was going to be Bikers Against Donkeys. Because that's a donkey.
It is.
Okay, so talk about the ranch.
So it was
avocado ranch.
avocado ranch. Equal parts, but we went heavier with the mayonnaise to make it more of a sauce. 1 whole avocado, 1/4 cup of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, probably a teaspoon of sugar, then a teaspoon of lemon juice, and then equal parts of garlic powder with onion powder, and then a bit of salt and pepper.
So that is the exact same recipe as ranch without the avocado.
Yeah,
and the only thing different,
we're putting in a mashed avocado in it,
just to add.
And
to
it would have been nice if I could have put some dill in there. Would have been,
a dill avocado ranch.
probably would have been pretty damn good because that was really good.
It is the best.
And I love dill, and you probably would have got that extra little, even a little bit of pickle juice in
And there's 0 fat or cholesterol in that too. All finished up at Paul's house. Had an awesome time. And let's just hang here for a second. Be all patient and all. Can't really tell what lane that guy's in. See, he was in my lane. Knew it. Oh, mother. Had a great time doing the jalapeno poppers. I put out a picture on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and got tons of comments. It seems like you guys like to play those games, so I'm really happy that you guys like to play those games, and maybe I'll continue doing that. I'm not sure if I talked about it in a previous vlog, what I was doing with Paul. I think I did, so a bunch of you guys either guessed it, good for you, or knew what I was doing because I had talked about it in a vlog. So anyway, whether you did or you didn't, it doesn't matter. You guys did amazing. I have to get up to Ben's work, pick him up for 8 o'clock. So we're heading up there, grab Ben, go home, and depending on how Ben's feeling, depends on whether or not I continue to vlog or not. If not, we'll see you later. Ciao.